Welcome, my love. Your primal intuitive power is clairaudience or clear hearing. And what this means from an intuitive perspective is that you connect most easily to your intuitive channel, your intuition, through the audio channel, through your hearing sensitivities and capacities. And so as clairaudience, we often find that it's easy to assimilate information through listening, through having something read to us, to listening to something on a podcast or an audio lesson, maybe taking in visual YouTube videos, but that we're hearing them is the most important part for us. As clairaudience, words can flow really easily for us, and we can tend to really find our creative channel through an auditory means. So maybe you feel inclined to create a podcast or to really have some way that you're taking information and you're bringing it out through the world in this auditory way. And as clairaudience, when we tap into the spiritual realms, into the other realms, we usually hear things as voices. And this can be like you hear about the old stories where you will hear the old music playing or hear the ghosts like creeping around the house and that kind of thing, where someone else might see them. The way your gift works is that you're going to hear them, and you're gonna be able to track things really well through this hearing channel, like maybe you closing your eyes and really connecting in with your hearing is a way that you process intuitive information. That's the way it's going to easily come to you. We tend to be good with instruments. We tend to be good at remembering poetry and a quote we heard and a joke, things like this that are coming in through this channel. We remember songs really easily, the tunes to the songs. We can find ourselves humming and really accessing this channel, this auditory channel. It's easy for us to pick out one particular sound or one particular voice in a crowded room. And people with this gift are really, really great listeners, right? We love to listen. This is how we process. This is how we bring in information. Also, it's really easy. Like people that are clairaudient tend to, if they work in the spiritual realms, tend to be mediums because they have this really uncanny ability to really be able to hear the messages coming from the spirit world. And they're able to receive messages from souls that are deceased and have crossed over into other realms because they have this ability to connect in this way. They can also hear angels and hear gifts that are coming into the world. So it's a really, really beautiful gift to hold in this way of, it's like you're the great listeners of the planet, of the earth, of the time. And as you're listening to what the earth is saying, to what spirit is saying, your gifts are bringing it forward through the world. And so as you're developing these skills, it will be really helpful for you to pay attention to your thoughts and to learn to discern what is your voice of fear versus what is the voice of your intuition. And you're going to hear this voice in your head, and oftentimes it can sound just like you. Oftentimes it might sound like something else. And so there's going to be this distinction, a discerning point for you as you develop this gift of really understanding what is you, what are your thoughts, what is the voice of your fear versus what is an angel, what is a deceased spirit, what is intuitive information that is coming in for you, what is the message that is wanting to come through you for the world. Learning to tell these apart will create a deeper sense of calm and ease for you in your life. You'll be able to relax into this knowing that there's more happening behind the scenes, right, than just this what's right in front of your face. It's also, as you're developing these skills, really good to play with sound and how does it move around you. Listen for where noises come from and where they go to. And all of us, right, as humans, we become very habituated to sound. Like we can be working and there's music playing, and after a while, we don't even hear the music anymore. We become habituated to the people that are talking over there, and we just zone them out, drown them out. As a clairaudient, this is going to be where you hone and enhance your gift, right? It's not habituating, obviously when you need to, but when you really want to develop this part of you, learn where you're habituating and it's blocking your gift. So that's a really cool place for you to play. Another fun way that you can connect with this primal intuitive power is if you, next time you're in a pool or lake, or maybe even just taking a bath, if you lie on your back and float and put your ears under the water so that the sounds are muffled. Allow your breathing to slow down and your thoughts to clear. And then from this relaxed place, let your attention drift to the area around your ears and focus on the sounds you can hear, like the water moving or the sound of your breath in the water. And then try to drop below that noise and listen and see what you notice is below it, like on a deeper level. And practice hearing at this different level, right? Because like if we think about dogs, they can hear at pitches, at frequencies that we're not able to as humans. But this gift of clairaudience gives us the ability to tap into those different frequencies and to hear the sound that's underneath the sound, the one that we have not been trained to hear, the one that our normal conditioned hearing doesn't pick up on anymore. It's just ebbed away into the ethers. And for you, it can be really important to remember what sound is underneath the sound, what frequencies are available to you when you pay attention to them. And so an example I'd love to share is I know a person who's a drummer, a musician, and I was talking to him, and his main gift is clairaudience. And for him, he sees music as patterns and he hears it as patterns. And so as he's explaining this clairaudience to me and the way that he can hear the patterns in the music, something came alive for me. Something that I hadn't understood before about this gift, because I see patterns in words, I see patterns in energy, and here he was connecting me in with that clairaudience sees patterns in frequency, patterns in sound, patterns in notes, patterns in the way music and words come together, and he's able to create things that other people wouldn't even imagine because he sees a pattern through this gift, through this channel, and he hears it and it like reverberates in him, this pattern. And so I share that as a way for you maybe to connect in with it a little bit deeper and to kind of understand how this clairaudience gift can exist inside you, this capacity that you have, how you can grow it. A big part of developing your intuition is really learning to trust yourself and exploring who you truly are underneath all of your conditioning, your stories, your beliefs, the programming that gets handed down to us. And for me, this meant committing to practices, devoting myself to meditation, to getting to know myself, to doing my deep inner work, learning who am I as a divine being, not who am I as Sarah walking through the world, living into everybody's expectations of me, but who am I as my authentic self? And I found that I could only do this in silence, right? In stillness, in really being willing to be with myself. So even if you're new to meditation, I encourage you, right, to 5 minutes a day is great. It's a great place to start. I have a favorite quote that I love, and it says, if you can't find 5 minutes a day to meditate, then meditate for 10. And it really just speaks to how meditation changes our life, that we learn how to bend time, we learn how to understand ourselves differently, to speak up for ourselves, to stand up for ourselves, to live from our authentic truth. So the magic really happens in the quiet, in the shutting out the noise, and being willing, right? Being willing to go within. So if you enjoyed this information and you want to dive deeper into the clairs, there's the other videos underneath. They go into each of the 4 clairs for us. And there's also a mini masterclass if you'd love to watch that. And then if you want even more, because you are here through watching our quiz or taking our quiz, we have a gift for you where we're offering 50% off our Unleash Your Primal Intuitive Power program. It's a self-study, and it really goes deeper into what we've talked about here, and it has a ton of tools to develop each of the gifts. It has meditation, it has practices, has ritual, really ways for you to dive deep in. And again, because you're here, because of the quiz, there's 50% off. There's a link below. Please check that out. And welcome to our community. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being on this journey with us. It's so important that we develop our intuition. I think it's the way that we will reclaim our power. It's the way that we can really live authentically. It's the way that we can be connected to what is the truth that is alive within us. I feel really passionate about this, and developing my intuition has changed my entire life. And I want to share that with you because you matter, you count, you are here for a reason, and you're here to make a difference in the world. So thank you.